Hey everybody, it's Kurt Thompson here doing my very first live YouTube feed. It's kind of like throwing wet spaghetti at the wall and see what's going to stick. You know, I've never done it before, so we're just going to jump in. That's my philosophy, just go for it. Jumping into the cold, deep end of the pool and see what happens. It's Sunday, January 23rd, I believe. It could be the 22nd, I haven't checked the calendar. It's about 1 p.m. Central Time in the USA, North Texas. We have some very unusual weather. Well, I guess it's usual for Texas. Lots of wind, and it's alternating from being super cloudy to sunny. So I hope that you're going to be able to hear me. I've done the Facebook Live thing a few times now, and one comment I got is that when I back away from the camera, it's more difficult to hear me. If I have something really important to say, I'll try to step up to the camera. Otherwise, you're going to hear me play. So for my very first live YouTube feed, I'm going to be working on really skyrocketing lip trills in the Charles Colin book. And you're going to have to likely adjust your lip trills to where you are at. But you're still going to get my philosophy on lip trills and basically on all the range stuff. Remember, if you're practicing for high range and endurance, especially the high range and lip flexibility, and you're just doing what you're able to do, you're not going to build too much of anything. You're going to maintain. You have to push yourself beyond where you can comfortably play and play it all. You're going to see a little bit of that today as I try to skyrocket the lip trills up close to triple G. Am I going to get it? I may not, or I may. I know I'll probably get to E flat and E's above double C. Whether I'll be able to lip trill up to triple G, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it. Got to push the envelope if you want to build. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's all about lip flexibilities and lip trills today, ladies and gentlemen, here. And you're at my channel. This is my home at YouTube, my domain. You're on my property right now, and I'm glad you're here. Your brass instructor, Kurt Thompson, that's my channel. So you can give it some likes. This isn't going to be an exciting, jazz or classical presentation. It's more of a trumpet lesson tutorial for you guys, and also it's kind of a way to be a fly on the wall and check out what I'm doing, which is you guys are, I'm not seeing you guys, but you're seeing me, so you're able to just get an idea of what I do when I approach my practice. And of course, this isn't the musical stuff I do in Arberts and Clark and all the etudes and the solos and the concertos, or all the jazz solos, the Maynard Ferguson solo. This is the nuts and bolts of getting down and dirty and working your butt. You hear that? Down and dirty and working your butt. Doing some of this. Elbow grease. And a lot of people are scared, especially I notice the millennials. I'm about ready to post a tutorial at one of the colleges I go to practice. Nobody's there. And so you millennials, if you want to be good, it's not going to take much for you to rise to the top, because at least with the millennials, most of them are not willing to work. Why? I'm already a good player. Why am I the only one at the practice room at a time when people should be practicing? It's just ridiculous. So if you're a millennial, let's just say that you're between 18 and 30. If you actually put in some hard work, you're gonna be so much better than most, because most that I've observed are not willing to work hard. We're going to be working hard now. So let me start off with some, this is in the first part, this is the second session of my practice today. So I wouldn't say that I'm all the way warmed up, but I'm going to start on some lip flexibilities right now to prepare myself. Just do a couple of these triplets. Take the horn off your mouth. A little daylight there. B. I'll do one or two more right around the C area. Okay, we're getting the flexibility going. Gotta have flexibility. If you don't, your execution and style in the upper register, even if you built some range, is going to be choppy, sluggish, and heavy-footed. And most people I know, including myself, are not going to want to listen to you. You got to have this smooth, buttery flexibility in and out of phrases, which, as you've heard, most professionals and even some of the top celebrities don't have. Go figure, right? Okay, so that was just something I do, to get myself going. Now I might do a couple things out of the Colonel Earl Irons book. This is near the back of the book. Again, some triplets. A little faster. Go to B flat. We'll do B flat and then B and C, and then we'll be on to Charles Colin. Feel like the flexibility is starting to happen. Again, this is near the front of my practice day on Sunday. It's my second segment. Oh, what am I talking about? If you aren't already doing this, your practice, daily practice, whatever it is, should be divided into 4s. You practice an hour, then you practice, maybe for the total daily time, then you need to take 15-minute segments and put some rest in between those segments, preferably at half an hour to an hour between each segment. If you're closer to advanced and professional and you're doing 3 or 4 hours a day like I do, that means you need to take somewhere around 45 minutes to an hour segments. That's it. Then go off to the gym or go to work or go teach lessons or go run errands or go do whatever you're going to do online, then come back for your next session. That's the key. One of the keys to practicing correctly, to have the freshest, strongest, most flexible chops available to you when you need them, when you're on the gig or at a rehearsal. So this is my second segment of today, and then I'm going to take a pretty decent break after this because I have a bunch of, I got about 80, I had about 130 videos that were just sitting on YouTube that were unedited. I'm down to 80. So when I get done with this, I got to go back and I'm going to spend probably 2 or 3 hours putting some edits and some polish on my YouTube videos and see if I can get some of them off the sidelines and back on the front where you guys can watch it. So, okay, let's go on to Charles Colin. Now, I don't have a Charles Colin book here. We're talking about the Dr. Charles Colin Advanced Lip Flexibilities for Trumpet, Volumes 1, 2, and 3. It's a big red book with white lettering. I don't have it. I don't really get the book out that much because I made it to the end of the book a long time ago, and so I just start at the end, which would be at the very end of the book. It's in the 3rd volume, and it would be called Lip Trilling to AA. Or I think that's what he says. You might just say Lip Trilling A, but it's actually AA you're going up to. I start there and keep going. So that actually starts on A flat, and you play it in 7th position. So the one I'm starting on is A flat, and you play it in 7th position, and then you keep going up. So here we go. Make sure you rest. I'm trying to give you the pacing of what I normally would do by myself if I'm not on camera. Next one should be A. Alternate. B flat. Alternate. I'm already feeling it because I was just on Facebook Live doing a bunch of pedal tone stuff, and I really should have taken more of a break than I did. Because I was doing the builder pedal tones in tier 2 and tier 4. I can feel it, but I probably should have rested another 30 minutes before doing this. Oh well, time to step up to the plate, right? Gone to B natural, using the alternate 1 and 2. Woo. Come on, Chops. The reason I'm saying come on, Chops, is because I'm trying to go up to triple G today, baby, on these lip trills. Yes, sir. This horn needs a bath. It's going to get a bath for another couple of weeks. Okay, we're high C with the alternate first valve. Now we got 2 left, which would be the legitimate end to the Dr. Charles Colin lip trills. I'm serious, folks. If you turn to the very back of that book, that's what I'm doing. 2 more, and that would be the end of the Charles Colin lip flexibilities. That's the end of the book, but it's not the end if you're working with me. C sharp alternate in the second position. One left. The very last one in the Dr. Charles Colin lip trill book. Lip flexibilities. This is it. The last page. It's going to be D, but open position. Now typically, in my practice, I would take a considerable couple of minutes before moving on to the next section. So now we're going into stuff that I've just developed for myself, and I have some other tutorials, advanced lip flexibilities on YouTube that you can kind of search through my channel if you wanted to. But these I've developed for myself. And in case you didn't know this, I'm pretty much self-taught. Well, I am self-taught when it comes to range and endurance. There was no internet note. There were no high note teachers that I knew of back then when I was in high school. And when I reached out, I was in the Nashville area. I got the same old, broken record. Kurt, you just need to practice long tones, and Kurt, you should practice on your lip slurs and practice doing intervals and taking things up an octave. Well, I did that. It got me about this far. So I had to start figuring out some stuff to really improve my range, but I wanted to sound good doing it. I didn't want to be one of these guys that had developed a range and they totally suck ass. I wanted to sound good doing it. And I started fooling around with a bunch of different techniques and exercises. And the Charles Colin book, what I'm doing right now, I started fooling around with that. And my junior year, I started ramping it up to about 45 minutes a day. And the light bulb clicked on. And I went from a good high C, high D player. I was all-state, I'm classical background, basically. I was never a jazz or a lead guy. Always classical. Good high C, high D, always there in my pocket. But at the end of my junior year, after spending 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day just on the Charles Colin book, my range had gone up a third. So I was definitely around a double F sharp or double G by the end of my junior year. And so I truly believe that the Charles Colin lip flexibilities and the lip trills, not the slurs and the glissandos, we're talking the lip trills. I focused on that. That gave me the pop when I was in high school to set myself way above and beyond most players at that level, especially the classical people that I mainly hung around when I went to Allstate and all these other, the U.S. honor bands and all this other stuff. My range was already much better than them, but I just stumbled on the Charles Colin book. So here we go now. We're going to go into after the book. Now this is not in the book. I start on E flat, 2 and 3. And I'll just be going up chromatically somewhat. So that was E flat above high C, then E, F, F sharp, G. We'll see how that goes first, and then after that is the final frontier for yours truly. Okay, E. Yep. Okay. Once I do start approaching getting higher, I tend to throw in a little bit more rest, so that's why I'm talking to you guys. Catch my breath, put some rest in there. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you try to rush through any kind of range builder program or any aspect of range building. If you rush through it, you're shooting yourself in your foot. You do need to have the rest to let the blood come back in. If you don't, what happens is you start to flip your routine over to an isometric activity, and that isometric activity will stiffen up your chops, and it'll actually make you play worse. Yeah, you might have developed some strength, but because they're inefficient and they're stiff, you're blowing harder to get the notes out, and you're just kind of blowing your wad when you're doing that. So you're not really doing what you need to be doing. Okay, yeah. So here we go on. Was that I already did E? So now we're on F. Two left in this segment, which would be, I'll start on double F sharp, and then double G. Well, we're back to cloudy again. The sun was shining on me a little bit while ago, and now we got gray, cloudy skies popping through here. The wind is blowing pretty fast, so it might be back to sunny by the time we're done here. Okay, now we're on to double G. Double G. Ooh. So did you catch that? When you start the Charles Colin lip trills on double G, you actually touch the double D before you come back down. That was double D. Now we're getting into the third and final frontier for me for lip trills, and this is where enormous amount of energy demand and it can take its toll happens. And so I might throw in an extra, either a rest or a breath break or something while I'm up there. As I start on double A flat, I should be touching double E flat above double C. Okay, folks. I felt that one. Look at my lips. I felt it. My lips felt it. All right. Starting on, where are we at? I kind of lost my train of thought here. Oh, we're starting on double A. So, okay, yeah. Starting on double A, which should put me up to double E. That's flat. Whew. That was called grinding it out, folks. Now, although I got that, it seemed like barely. Now we're going to get into a territory where this is my philosophy. You got to toughen up and do the ones that you know that may not come out or may not come out at all. I call faking it until you make it. So I'll be end up going to F. This is a double F above double C. It doesn't switch in the triples until you get to F sharp, right? Low F sharp, middle F sharp, high F sharp, double F sharp, triple F sharp. But when you're on the F, because of where it lands on the horn, you're still in double territory. So this will last a double high note. All right, now start on double B flat. See if we can make this happen. Whoa, I got it. Barely. Looks like we're running low on battery. Hopefully I'm still recording here. I got to finish this up, folks, because my phone's about ready to go kaplunk. Hey, look at that, sun's coming back out, I told you. Okay, starting on double B, let's see if we can go for the triple F sharp. I'm getting lucky today. Woo! I'm going to do one more. I'm out of my comfort zone, folks. Out of my comfort zone. A lot of energy demand placed on me right now. A big load. It's one thing to go up and play a triple F sharp or play a triple G. It's another thing to lip trill up to it. Much harder. It's like running up a mountain with somebody on your back as opposed to just running up a mountain. I better squeeze this in because I don't have much battery left. It's about ready to shut down on me. Here we go. I'm going to do the last one I'm going to do today. I mean right here in this session. Start on double C. Whew. Oh my Lord. I think I got it. I have to go back and look at the video. If I got it, it was just a little squeak. That last note probably was a mental piano squeak, folks, just so I'm not going to lie. If I was in a rock or a big band, you wouldn't have heard it. But if I was eating a hot mic, baby, you would definitely have heard that one. But if I was playing acoustically live in a big band, you wouldn't have heard that. It would have been buried. So that was the G, the triple G I ended up on. You're there, much easier just to pull it out of thin air like that than to grind it out in the format of the Charles Colin lip trills. All right, Kurt Thompson, I hope you enjoyed seeing what I do in my daily practice. This is my segment 2 of today. Now I'm going to go back and relax, and if you call it relaxing, and try to get some of these videos of mine that have already been done but they're just languishing on the sidelines there at YouTube. I'm going to try to edit them, and so I'll be scheduling. You might see a couple new videos pop up this afternoon. But here you have it. This is how you should work on your range. And this aspect was the lip trills on the Colin. Now you're going to adjust this for where you're at. I don't know anybody right now personally, or even not personally, that starts at the end of the book and continues going like I did. So don't let that bother you. You start wherever you are, but remember, when you get to where you can't go anymore, push yourself another half step or a whole step beyond your comfort zone. That's truly how you make miracles happen on your horn and get the range that you're really after. Remember, endurance is a byproduct of range. Endurance is a byproduct of range. You just heard me play a triple G. If I can play a triple G, guess what? I got double B flats, double Bs, and double Cs all freaking night. And in the beginning of that gig or whatever I'm doing, I can blow away the band, outpower the band on those notes. Part of the reason is that ratio of range to endurance. Endurance is a byproduct of range. Actually, endurance to range. You got the extra range, but if you're playing way below that, you're going to have that much more endurance. Simple, right? Who'd have thought? All right, Kurt Thompson, I am out of here. I got to roll. Yeah, this was my first live YouTube feed. Hope you guys got something out of it, and I got to bounce. See you later.